Assalamu alaikum everyone, Exhibition Cadet Saber Shah from my channel, Aviation Cadet 9936. Today is February 15th, and in the US it's still Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to everyone. About 6 years ago on this day, a tragedy happened in India where 40 of the retired military personnel were killed in a suicide attack. Allegedly, a teenager from Indian-occupied Kashmir attacked a convoy that was taking the retired military people to their whatever place it was, and 40 of them got killed in action. So in order to retaliate on about that attack, India planned an attack on Pakistan that was commenced on the night between 25th and 26th February, and they called it Operation Bandar, in which 16 of Mirage 2000 were used with Israeli spies, 1,000 BVRs, or standoff weapons, you could say, and a bit of BVRs too. And with the help of their own EW systems like the WACs, and the IL-78 fuel tankers, they dropped a few bombs in the territory of Pakistan, targeting kind of school for children that was missed by a mile or two. And one of our crow and a few trees were killed. And that was the time when Indian Prime Minister Modi said that if they had Rafale, the result would have been different. And actually, he suggested a very good thing that because that is a cloudy night, so India should attack so the enemy cannot see us.
लेकिन मैंने कहा इतने क्लाउड है, बारिश हो रही है, तो एक बेनिफिट है कि हम राडार से बच सकते हैं.
Seriously, that was a suggestion given to him, to his Air Force, that in clouds, Pakistanis won't be able to see them, so that's the right time to attack. I think they heard him, so that's why they came in the morning, around 2 o'clock local time, and they just went back. So it's a very long story, but in order to commemorate this day, because that was a proud for Pakistan Air Force, because after that day, just 36 hours later, Pakistan commenced their attack and showed India what Pakistan is capable of in the name of Operation Swift Retort. And in that operation, 4 Mirages were used. Now, as every piece of news is in public domain, so I can clearly say the names and the call signs and the pilots' names even, because back then when I made the video on Operation Swift Retort, there were a lot of things which were not in public domain, so I kept them in privacy. I didn't mention those things. So 4 Mirages were used, Mirages 5s. 2 of them carried H4 SOWs, which are standoff weapons, and about 2 JF-17s were used, and they carried MK83, we call them USB, and unlimited numbers, unspecified number, not unlimited, that would be too much, unspecified numbers of F-16s and JF-17s were backing them up. So the killers were 6 in number, not 4 Mirages 5, because 2 of them, they dropped the weapons, and 2 at the back, they control the weapon. Those Mirages that dropped the weapons were single-seaters, and the Mirages at the back, they were the dual-seaters, 10-seating arrangement, and one pilot flies the aircraft and the other one controls it. So as soon as you drop the weapon, you just pull off the crank maneuver and you disappear. And then the guy in the back, Gibbs, they control the rocket, the missile or the bomb with the eyes, and there's a TV screen, and it operates using a joystick, and then that is dropped at whatever position they want to drop it at. And if the visibility is poor, if there are many clouds, just in case of Indians, it happened. It was cloudy morning, and they were not laser-guided missiles, and there were many problems when Indians dropped those missiles. They were not prepared well. They didn't know about the basics of this terrain, the hilly area. So a lot of factors involved, and that's why they couldn't reach the target. Pakistan missed the target on choice, because we don't want to escalate things, and we want to tell them that we are always ready for you. Well, these H4s were inducted into Pakistan Air Force in 2003. They were, back then, they were like just normal bombs, in which the Mirages, they go into a deep dive and then drop them before the target and run away. But in 2003, Pakistan put up some kits with these bombs and made them almost 120 kilometers range. So this Rajouri sector, the nearest one, which was attacked first, that's about 50 kilometers from LOC, the Azad Jammu and Kashmir, which is also called Pakistani administrated Kashmir. So none of the aircrafts needed to go towards to cross the LOC, just like the case. Indians, they did cross LOC. They came into Pakistani administrated Kashmir, and they dropped the weapons because they had to get into that territory in order to commence that attack, or complete that attack. They were not successful. International observers, according to their reports, I will not quote any Pakistani media outlets. Although the next day, the international media outlet people were invited onto the site, and they were shown that nothing has been damaged apart from a crow and a few trees. So this was the basics of what has happened in Pahalgam. This was the Pulwama attack. For me, that was a false flag attack, because there's no way that 900,000 troops are present in that area and anyone can carry that amount of, explosives from anywhere. And then not only that, he can fill a car up with that and then hit that car into that convoy. It's close to impossible. In Pakistan, these things happen, but Jammu and Kashmir, that's because I am from Kashmir, and my parents were from Indian occupied Kashmir, and we know the territory, the restriction on the movements because of the hilly area. There are mostly there's only one road, and carrying that amount of explosives and crossing the mountains on foot, well, that's not actually possible once you have that much surveillance. So it would take you days to bring that thing in. Okay, people could say that, or maybe they took their time. So they prepared a teenager who's like, 19? Less than 19, I think. And it took them 3 or 4 years to bring that in. So they were brainwashing that person for 4 years. Come on, give me a break. The problem is that, for me, it's a false flag. For Pakistani authorities, it's the freedom fighters who are fighting for their referendum right in Kashmir. They did it, and for Indian, it's the terrorists. So one person, 3 different opinions.